From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, the New Zealand Post Union's meeting with its lawyers to see if the Postal Service is in breach of the law. Up to 750 roles are set to go over the next 4 to 6 years as couriers start delivering mail as well as parcels. The Postal Workers Union says it may be breaching the State-Owned Enterprises Act and Employment Relations Act. Employment law expert May Chen says there may be something to argue.
Even though New Zealand Post has been very careful, there may be heightened obligations on it to be a good employer.
A 30-year-old man's due to appear in court today after a body was discovered in a burnt-out car in Hastings earlier this week. He's been charged with murder. The body was discovered on Iron Gate Road West on Tuesday night, and formal identification of the victim is ongoing. The Greens want the government to vote in a bill which was championed by National in 2020. The Income Tax Amendment Bill has been pulled from the biscuit tin, which sees electric vehicles exempt from fringe benefit tax for 5 years, a policy National campaigned on 4 years ago. The tax applies to perks businesses give their employees, like a work car. Julianne Genter says it's a pragmatic way to get more electric vehicles on the road.
More electric vehicles is good for New Zealand because it reduces emissions and it reduces our petrol bills. And really, tackling climate change is something we all have to do together.
New research suggests there's still a taboo over talking about periods in the workplace. A survey by sanitary product company Hello Period has found almost half of Kiwis who menstruate feel uncomfortable talking about it. Around 4 in 5 feel anxiety at work over their periods. Chief Executive Robin McLean says the statistics were alarming and show employers need to provide their staff with more support.
There's still a lot of stigma around talking about periods, and people just aren't comfortable raising it with their bosses.
And that's news. I'm Donna Marie Lever. To sport, Chiefs coach Clayton McMillan says they've got everything they expected in their Super Rugby loss to the previously winless Crusaders. The 37-26 defeat in Christchurch makes the Chiefs the first team to go down to the defending champs this season. McMillan says they knew a tough game was on the cards.
Their effort and execution and everything that they did was, you see a lot of desperation in what they had, and we didn't quite match that early on. We knew, and everyone else I think knew, that they had a performance in them, and well done to them.
The Rebels beat the Waratahs 27-21 in Sydney. A former Black Caps world record holder is set for an international cricket return, just not for New Zealand. All-rounder Corey Anderson's been named in the USA squad for their upcoming home T20 series against Canada. And the Broncos have cantered away to wrap up a 38-12 NRL win over North Queensland. The Rabbitohs beat the Bulldogs 20-16 in Sydney. And that's sport.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.